Okay, so you've clicked on this video. And I'm guessing since you've clicked on this video, you probably know about Epic Mickey. But if you're one of the people who don't know what Epic Mickey is, here is a quick recap of the game. Disney Epic Mickey is a 2010 video game developed by Junction Point Studios and is about Mickey Mouse absolutely wrecking a world created by the magician Yen Sid and unleashes a monster known as a Blot into the world, plunging into a post-apocalyptic state. Years later, Mickey Mouse is pulled into this world by a shadow Blot and has to save this world called Wasteland. Okay, so let's get into the history of Disney Epic Mickey. So our story begins in 2004, when a bunch of interns were tasked with making Mickey Mouse cool again. This eventually evolved into the initial idea for Epic Mickey, and it was pitched to Disney during the 2004 Disney Epic Mickey think tank. Warren Spector, who was like the lead development person on the game, said it in an interview.
The idea for Disney Epic Mickey for the first game came from a group of interns, just some college students that Disney hired to be part of what they call the think tank. And they came up with the idea of a world called Wasteland where Mickey is trapped. You know, the most recognizable and beloved cartoon character of all time, trapped in a world of forgotten, rejected Disney history. They came up with the idea of Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, Walt's first cartoon creation, coming back. And this same group of interns came up with an idea to bring the Phantom Blot back as a villain.
Disney obviously thought this was a good idea and decided to continue it. But there was one major roadblock in this path. One of the original key elements of this Disney Epic Mickey was to have Walt Disney's first cartoon star, apart from Julius Cat, # Julius the original, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, as a character in the game. This was a problem, because Disney didn't actually own the rights to Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. Universal Pictures did. But in 2006, sportscaster Al Michaels, who worked for ABC, one of Disney's companies, was looking to finish his contract early and go over to NBC Sports, a division of Universal. And during that time, Bob Iger, who's the CEO of Disney, was trying to get Oswald back to Disney. So in true Disney fashion, Disney bought Universal Pictures as a whole just so they could get a cartoon rabbit back. Nah, just kidding. They traded a living, breathing human, Al Michaels, for the cartoon rabbit Oswald. What? They did! It was over the news and everything when it happened. Look it up! Well, it doesn't matter how they got Oswald back. The fact was that he was, for the first time in over 70 years, Disney could continue their Epic Mickey project. A year later, in 2007, Disney decided to purchase the video game studio Junction Point Studios, led by Deus Ex's Warren Spector, for the sole purpose of developing Epic Mickey, and so development on the game began. Now, 2 years later, in 2009, before the game was even officially announced, some concept art leaked online. It showed some very, very dark images of Robot Goofy and these ink monster things. Since it was the public's first view of the game, everyone thought this was how dark the game was going to get, because you can render this on a Wii. Warren Spector later revealed during a Reddit Ask Me Anything that the concept art was never actually planned to be in the final game. That concept art was leaked and was never intended for public consumption. I had the team do that because I needed to know where the line of acceptability was for Disney, what they'd be comfortable with and what would they not be comfortable with. The way to find where a line is to cross it, by a lot. Do something really out there and have them go, no, too far. Then do something a little less radical, and frankly, until you get where you are and you don't even realize you've gotten there. I think we pushed things further, darkness-wise, than anyone else thought possible. Will a game that crazy, over-the-top dark pit style ever see the light of day? Probably not from Disney. Disney Epic Mickey was officially announced in October of 2009 and was released on the 25th of November 2010. Alongside the release of the game was a novelization, a graphic novel, an art book, and a collector's edition. Also alongside the release of Epic Mickey, an online game and a mobile app was created. The online game was called Epic Mickey Path Painter, and is no longer available due to Flash being shut down in December of 2020. The mobile app contained digital comics called The Tales of Wasteland, and is no longer available to be downloaded in the App Store due to it being a 32-bit app and the fact that Apple has stopped supporting 32-bit apps. The only way you can install it is if you have a supported device and if you have already had it pre-installed. When Epic Mickey released, it was given pretty good reviews. IMDb gave it an 8.0 out of 10. Most people recognise its charm and wonderful story, but critics agreed that the camera was its downfall. And there were the people who just full down hated it. But even though the camera is terrible, it wasn't as dark as people thought and had no talking. Disney Epic Mickey sold 1.3 million copies, and Disney did what they do with every one of their popular movies. Make a sequel! On the 27th of August 2011, an online survey leaked the fact that Disney was, in fact, making a Disney Epic Mickey 2. The survey asked which one of the covers the public liked, and which one of the names I liked out of Disney Epic Mickey 2, Return of the Mad Doctor, Disney Epic Mickey 2, The Power of Two, Disney Epic Mickey 2, Mystery on Main Street, and just Epic Mickey 2. In the March 2012 issue of the Nintendo Power magazine, a teaser said the next issue would contain a project that would make your ears spin, with a photo of Oswald's ears poking out from the bottom of the page. The next issue would reveal that Epic Mickey 2 was the secret project. Epic Mickey 2 was officially announced by IGN on the March 21st, 2012. The game promised the camera would be improved, voice acting would be added, and the game would be a musical! Disney Epic Mickey 2, The Power of Two, was officially released on Wii, Xbox 360, and PS3 on the 18th of November 2012, with Wii U and PS Vita ports coming later that year, with the game also available on Steam for PC. Most critics didn't like it for its lack of improvement on the first game, and lack of jealousy towards Mickey by Oswald and Oswald's AI not being the sharpest AI in the shed. The game only sold 529,000 copies, a quarter of what Epic Mickey had made, but more on that later. Alongside Disney Epic Mickey 2, a spin-off called Epic Mickey Power of Illusion, developed by Dreamwave Studios, was released. It was given mixed reviews. Metacritic gave it a 63, Game Trailers and IGN each gave it a 7 out of 10, although among the Epic Mickey fans today, Power of Illusion is the least praised. Now back to Epic Mickey 2. Disney had expected Epic Mickey 2 to sell 2 million copies, but when it flopped, Disney decided the most sensible option was to shut down Junction Point Studios on January the 29th, 2013. And even though the Epic Mickey series had flopped, Ron Spector still considers it one of the highlights of his career. So, 2020 was quite the year for Epic Mickey. For starters, it was the game's 10th anniversary, so merch was put online during the start of the year. The YouTuber Hard for Games also discovered some prototypes of Epic Mickey 2, and Hot Topic released Epic Mickey t-shirts to celebrate the game's 10th anniversary. And, probably most significantly, rumours of a remake were in the air since Playmagic said they're doing a Disney video game remake. So, is an Epic Mickey remake in the air? We may never know.
Rated E for everyone.
With the tools of wonder and limitless imagination, I built a world for the forgotten, the unloved. A once joyous land, now ruined by a mischievous mouse. But redemption comes through unparalleled bravery, long-lost friends, and the power of the brush. Only then can a mischievous mouse become an epic hero.
Everyone, look from the end of this video on the outro. I just want to say that if you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe to this channel. And if you want to see more Epic Mickey content, we actually made an Epic Mickey YouTube channel because most of the stuff here was becoming Epic Mickey, so I was just making another channel. So that'll be in the link in the description. And I guess I will see you guys in the next video.